that was Linda. So she's basically rendezvous kind of thing. But I got to pick up the 7-Eleven and drop it off. Probably an ID check. But I hear these voices say, you're not going to make it, all this stuff. I hear that. And you have to hear that. You have to hear it. It's part of it. It's like swimming upstream. It is. It's faith and hope. It's those things guided. You get to the point where you only have God. And it's kind of a nightmare, because I have these mornings where I wake up, and I've had these for a long time, ever since I returned from New York. Because see, Marlon Brando, when he went off to New York, he made it. It took him some time, but he made it. So he left New York a complete star. He did not come back home as a failure. So it's more crowded in New York City than it was when Brando was there. There's 50 times more actors than there used to be. So I knew, when to quit and when to continue on. But there's other mediums. Marlon Brando did not have YouTube. Marlon Brando did not have YouTube. Look at those ducks right there. You see them? Brando didn't have YouTube. He only had Broadway. We don't only have Broadway. There were not 3 big tech companies like Apple, Amazon, and Google. They were not there. There was no way to stand on stage on a computer or go through online. But let me tell you something about Brando before it was all over. He was online every day. He was chatting with people. He was in chat rooms, emailing, telling stories. He loved the internet. Marlon Brando did. And he was the inventor of some of that. He really was, because of his ideas and things. All those things that he did in the theater, all those monologues and all the characters he played led up to the big companies, the big computers. They were creating the computer in World War II. It developed and developed and developed. The Silicon Valley happened. Then we had eventually a guy named Bill Gates along with Steve Jobs. Eventually Mark Zuckerberg. These guys, these inventors that help us stand on stage in our own way, for our own purpose. Then we got AdamtheWoo. Shows up at a mall. Thousands of people are there waiting for him, just like a celebrity. Even a bigger deal. The Marlon Brando of the online social media, which is exactly who he is. Not Bradley Cooper. He was manufactured by another group. And it was through the actor studio. He's a manufactured actor. He's good, but he agrees with it. That was a studio, a big time, big name thing, major person like Robert De Niro helping him, and he did well, and he's done well. He's 9-time nominated. He's a big deal. But he wasn't a do-it-yourselfer. He wasn't a DIY. He was not. He did do it himself, but with the help of others. He admits that. He admitted in the interview. Lipton interviewed him. De Niro helped him. We all need help. We all have to have help. So we all have these people we thank. I thank Mark Zuckerberg. I thank Bill Gates for doing what he did. Steve Jobs, he's passed away, but this is a computer that I'm holding right here. This is like a little computer thing that I'm holding. I'm only speaking the truth. I'm not insulting Cooper or anything like that. He's a great guy, but he went through the studios, Those are studio-funded productions. Still talented. And I hope he wins for Leonard Bernstein. I put my word in for it. I've seen the trailers. It's great stuff. It doesn't matter if you go in through a big studio, if you go in yourself, as long as you get there, And then when my time comes, and let's say I do get big funding, then I'm in the same boat. It's just I use the computer geeks. So what? I got to the point where if there weren't these things, if there was not a computer and YouTube, there's no way. I'd still be doing community theater. Even if I went to New York, I knew immediately I'd be doing community theater for a very long time. Rainn Wilson did it for 15 years and then happened to land The Office. It became iconic because of The Office. But he did that for 15 years, eating noodles. You know, barely getting by for 15 years. Shoot, Hoffman, I think it was only 5 years or something. I don't know how many years he did on Broadway. Probably off and on. But, you know, I'm talking about Dustin Hoffman, not Philip Seymour Hoffman. I really don't know how long. Robert Duvall would know. But what I'm saying is that we all have our different ways to getting there. And then eventually, you know, this Cole Spivey guy, he just won't give up. 20 edited vlogs a day, broke all these records, blah, blah, blah. Okay. But they know how much we prepared. There was going to be an open avenue. There was going to be a way in. There will be a way in. If you like it, if you love it, it's like what Quentin says. You know, if you love movies, that's your teacher, your own love. It'll be a good movie if you really love it. And why would you be doing it if you didn't really love it? The ones that succeed are the ones that really love it. Well, let me tell you, there's other actors, and I have to take my hat off to people like Johnny Whitworth, for example, who went out to Hollywood as a young kid. You know, he landed Empire Records, and he's still kind of struggling today. You know, I mean, he's not iconic like Nicolas Cage or something, but he's still a name, and he's still out there jogging and doing the LA thing, you know, and staying fit. And I take my hat off to that type of discipline too. You know, I'm not saying he definitely is nearly do-it-yourself, but Coppola found him and other people. They're all basically do-it-yourself in one way or another. Okay, I'm just saying that Bradley happened to launch off the actor studio inside in Bravo. Okay, so, but I was there too. So I'm just as guilty. We all use our different methods, but he understands what I'm talking about. Both are good. They both work together. Johnny Whitworth and Bradley Cooper, they both work together on Limitless. So, you know, everyone has their avenue. And I take my hat off to all of them for the avenue that they got to choose, or the avenue that was given to them to get there, you know. But like I said, if it wasn't for AdamtheWoo and Jordan the Lion, I wouldn't have a formatted show to even speak on. You know, and all they're doing is their own little thing, their own little way. You know, I would do a filming location if I spotted one. Of course I would. Anybody would. Anybody would like, oh yeah, that was where Poltergeist was filmed, and everyone was talking about it because it's just that kind of sacred thing. Filmmaking is sacred. It is. It's like a stage. Like it becomes like each film becomes the city of Dionysus. You know, it becomes a cathedral. It becomes this great thing that we look upon. Because it is. Because people work, they go home, and they watch 8 hours of television. You can't get on a better platform. Even if you're a musician, they're still envious of the actors. That's why musicians are always like, dang actors, man. These dang actors. And they're trying to play their drums. Anyway, all right. I am kind of judgmental about the cigarettes and the beer and the wine and all this stuff, you know, as long as it's done in moderation, I guess, because, you know, I drink soda. It's Coca-Cola. It's not good either, you know. It's not. So everyone's got their little thing. People, you know, Christians drink too much coffee. You know, put down that cigarette. They're all in Sunday school. Everyone's got their coffee going. It's still a drug. Well, not nicotine, but it's caffeine. But the Baptists, I gotta tell you, me being raised Baptist, they don't smoke and drink, even though the joke is when you take a Baptist...
Approaching a railroad crossing.
Let's just say the joke is approaching a railroad crossing. After you approach a railroad crossing, you go fishing with a Baptist. Or don't ever take a Baptist with you after you cross a railroad crossing and you decide to go fishing. Don't take a Baptist with you. You know why? Because they'll smoke all your cigarettes and drink all your beer. It's a joke. Give me an ID check. I used to smoke these for like 6 years. I finally quit. So do not smoke. Do not condone it. Well, of course, when I continue on, I will go back and make a movie about Pascal. Right after the graduation of Taylor Sheridan, we were in the theater department. Tyler Sheridan. Tyler Sheridan would go off to be a great screenwriter. We never met him. There might have been rumors about who he was, and he became a soap opera actor, and he got big in Hollywood. But we were in the theater department. It was a beautiful, beautiful moment in life, because I had left my mom and dad were divorced, so I left my dad's side of the family from Keller and moved to the inner city of, Fort Worth, which is basically Ryan's place is close to downtown. It's not too far, and it's right there by Pascal. And my drama teacher was a very flamboyant dancer type of man, very strong. He's eye color that would change because he'd wear color contact lenses. Big, he was huge. John Templin was a huge Elton John fan. So if you knew John Templin, then you knew about Elton John, because he was always singing an Elton John song. Great actor, been in so many plays, like 50 plays or more. And dancer, our director, he always talking about Bertolt Brecht. And we've had a lot of Jewish people in the school and stuff. So I was eventually, as getting to the theater department, hooking up with a Catholic lady named Jennifer, who I was madly in love with, and we had a passionate love affair. We even went and saw Dracula together, Gary Oldman and Dracula, and it was like a very passionate thing that lasted for about 1.5 years or so, a little bit in college too, and she was always very, not upset with me, but I was the romantic lead, so I'd have to kiss other women in front of her. She would go and watch me in the plays, and she was a big fan she'd always buy me balloons and flowers and throwing flowers at me. She knew I was a big Morrissey fan. I'd love to be adored. I was a person that loved to be adored, and we had a passionate, love affair. So Jennifer, being the other Jennifer, which is Jennifer Black, she was this Jewish lady that was in the plays too, and we did the Marriage of Bet and Boo. So the other Jennifer, who was a Catholic chick, the one sometimes we would quarrel, she would watch us, she'd go to the plays, and she knew the other Jennifer, so she'd talk to her. And Jennifer and I were seriously just friends, we were really friends, so we kind of proved that when Harry met Sally thing wrong. Although later on, I have to admit, and I'm not going to lie, later on, maybe around college time, we did go to a park, and I did kiss her in a park, but it was only a kiss. We'd already kissed on stage anyway, so we're just practicing again. And she'd go off to Russia and study at the Moscow Art Theater. Jennifer would go off to Austin and become an artist. She still does art today. So the two Jennifers, and I'd go off to Texas Wesleyan and then later UNT and then end up in New York. But it's such a beautiful story because it brings the Catholic and the Jews and the Protestants all together, in the same room. And then there were other people in the room too. There was Lucky, who she was kind of Madonna fan, beautiful woman that was dating another friend of mine, and there was Elizabeth, the strong male lead, who later would have children, and she was big in the food industry. And there was a lady from Vietnam that was in our class. We did the Good Woman of Szechuan, and she was in that to help us with that. There was we had so many students that were just lined up at the door to be a part of Templin's classroom. And Templin just teaching us, the theater helped enrich our lives, it made our lives more rich, it made it worth it. The times the movies that were out were like Schindler's List and like Cape Fear, these great movies. I don't know, those are kind of contradictory movies, but there were great filmmakers at the time that we'd go see. It was just one big love affair. I think it would make a great story. I'm sure others have written about it. I'd love to see their material. But I use names sometimes because why not? It'll all be found out anyway. Those names would be known. They would be known. They're registered on paper. People called roll. I'm trying to think of any other important names. There's a lot of them. But anyway, they were friends, and it's about friendship. You know, those times were about friendship. Beautiful times with my beautiful hair that I need to wash today. Anyway. Oh, yes, and Kate. I'll always remember Kate. Kate Thistlethwaite went to Austin with Rob. We all went there. We all watched Reservoir Dogs. It was the first time we were introduced to Quentin Tarantino. Went to Austin. And it's a long road trip. Listened to Natalie Merchant the whole way there. It ended up becoming one of the options of our final song for graduation. Are you advertising?
Yes.
What is it?
What is it? 20 pieces. Many brands, many convenience store, 20 pieces included. No, you think they have that cheese right there? And they craft. It's like.
It's a 24-hour mini store. This would be a good present for what, 5-year-old? What's the age?
3 and up.
Whose birthday's coming up?
Monopoly, mine.
What? We don't have a birthday coming up right now. Not with my kids. That one's cool.
One too. That's
Yeah.
the same thing as that. Oh, there's a Play-Doh one. Look at that one.
Play-Doh.
Yeah, I already talked to the guy. He's good.
Cool. Who looked Back to the Future? It's $10.
Oh my gosh, they got Back to the Future.
88 miles per hour.
There's a wooden puzzle.
Right.
Okay, can you turn it off in a minute?
Yeah, I'll turn it. You found something cool? Well, let me know. Oh, eventually I'm going to have to buy
Toilet paper.
No, well, yeah, that too. But before that, I'm going to have to get an Apple Card. Do you see it anywhere? I'm seeing if they sell it here. Yes, they do. This is what I'm going to have to buy to watch Killers of the Flower Moon, Scorsese. I have to buy one of these. And eventually,
this is too much information
not right now.
I just want to go
when
to
it's
bed.
released, I will purchase one of these and I will watch it because this is what I'm advertising Apple. And then I have to get an Apple device, which I can get on Market. Get it on Facebook Market. What's going on?
I have to
Big
go
smile.
to
Marketing. Your teeth look so white. I think Apple does a thing where they help whiten your teeth.
Actually, we gotta go before he leaves.
Anyway, we're leaving. Okay. What do you mean?
Oh
Before
no,
who?
the freaking turn it off.
Okay. Then we go to the post office after this. What?
Where's my cell phone?
Find a white button-up T-shirt. Button-up polo with no logo. I don't know, something probably button-up polo, I see. That has Hilfiger on it. Okay. You found one?
Pay no $24.99 for that shit.
Okay, let's try to clean up the language. Here's one with a zipper. I'm focusing.
See through. That's like athletic.
But that would work. Just go with it. It'll work. Go with it, baby. It'll work. You got your white polo at... What's this place called? You go with it, baby. You got your white polo, yeah. What's this place called? Oh, come on. Get your white polo, yeah. What is this place called?
It's antibacterial.
I think it'll work. That's perfect. What's the price on it?
$3.99.
We got this, and we'll have change.
Oh, my skin is so red. Okay, I need to drink more water. Okay, are you gonna help me out? Five Below. Okay, well, I guess we missed it. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
So that one's too
Do you
sporty.
think you have any in the females? Or there's gonna be more men's? Probably more men's. Yeah.
That one's too sporty, so now we go to TJ Maxx.
Just put it right there.
Hi. We're headed to TJ Maxx. We're gonna try to find a white polo button-up that basically is not too sporty. So we tried that one, and we're on our exciting way for TJ Maxx. I think it's great. It's right along the line of what Ingmar Bergman was trying to deliver. Probably, you know, spirits rolling over, or skeletons rolling over in the grave. But it's like, no, Cole, no, that's not what I was trying to do. TJ Maxx, no. It's Max Van Sydow. It's different. It's funny that joke worked out like that. Not TJ Maxx, Max Van Sydow. Plays chess with death on a beach. Not TJ Maxx. It's kind of a last tango, only she would be ahead and I'm the one running. But just joking. We're going to TJ Maxx. That's what we're doing. You know, I mean, there's got to be some kind of symbolic reason for it. Some kind of literal thing. Where really what Cole's trying to say here is it's about the difference between communism and capitalism. TJ Maxx representing Max Reinhardt. Oh, I see. Then all of a sudden she disappears. Maybe it's the same story being told over and over again. It's true to nature. Do you play chess?
Yes.
You do.
The knight always, the queen always wins.
You said the knight first, though. The queen. The queen can move more. You know they need to add a new chess piece called the Joker. He can do everything. He can fly over the chessboard and you can throw it at the other person playing. That would be funny. All right, TJ Maxx. We got to pass first Linda's favorite store. And she's a big fan of this store and everybody knows what it's called. They sell shoes, camping stuff, exercise equipment. You got it. Dick's.
Oh, there it is.
That's right. There it is. You guess it. All right, TJ Maxx. Right this way. We're on our way.
I'm looking for short.
Mm-hmm.
In a large.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, you don't think so? They're gonna have logo.
Look to the wall. It's over here, over there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe. Like I said, white polo, no logo.
So Macy's has those now.
I think it's probably over there.
Macy's?
Macy's.
Macy's inside the mall?
Thinking maybe on this one, but yeah, we'll go to Cole's. So we're on our third attempt. Maybe the third time will be a charm. Let's let our shadows unite. Headed to Cole's. When all fails, go to Cole's.
It's probably 20 miles.
We'll find the white shirt with the button up. The one that you want, sweetie. It'll work out eventually. It'll happen.
No, it's not.
It'll be okay. It's gonna.
No, it's
okay.
not.
Okay. Okay. Oh dear. The white shirt. We'll find it. The white shirt button up. We got it. We're going to Cole's. We'll have it.